you know, a little bit of an ascent. The only guy he lost was Cap, and Day stepped in and is fighting for that starting role now.
He's done great. Sheldon Day's having an excellent spring. He's an outstanding young man, and very happy with his progress. He's going to be an outstanding player.
Always seems kind of ahead of the game mentally. Like you complimented him last spring too, when his head should have been swimming as an early enrollee.
Yeah, no, he's a student of the game. You know, it's important to him, and that's not just in football. It's his whole life. You know, he's just got it all put together, and he comes from. I mean, it starts with his home life. His mom has done a great job with him, and you know, I couldn't be happier with him. He's a great kid to be around, and he just does everything that we ask him to do. And he's coachable. You know, when he doesn't do it right, we tell him that he doesn't, and he fixes it. So, you know, he does a great job. Very happy with Sheldon Day.
Coach Kelly said that he gets off blocks as well as anybody that you have up front there. What's the key to that success? I mean, some of that natural? How much can you teach with regard to that?
Yeah, you know, you'd like to say that that's coaching, but you know, he was trained very well in high school, and when it's very important to you at that level, and you take in and absorb the coaching there, he plays with such great pad level and leverage, and then his technique is what allows him to get off those blocks. And for a short guy, you know, when you recruit a short guy, he's got to compensate in other areas. And his initial quickness and his length, his arm length is very long. So when he locks Zach Martin out, you know, it's not a short guy lockout, it is a big guy lockout. So he's able to get the guy off of him so he can then disengage and go make plays. So if you're going to recruit a shorter guy, you got to measure their arms and make sure that they're going to have the length to keep
Obviously
those big guys
you knew
in.
that when you were
Oh yeah, yeah, yep.
Tony Spring had such a versatile role last year. Do you see something similar, or with Chase now out again, do you see that maybe he can be used in a variety of capacities?
I see him being used in a variety of capacities, just like he did a year ago. He did a lot of. He played nose, he played stud, he played both end positions. So I don't see that changing. I see his role increasing and continuing to play all the different positions we have.
Is there maybe a next guy in line, the way Springman came to the forefront last year?
Yeah, Jarron and Tyler Stockton, both those guys are having a great spring. I mean, I think we're progressing really well with the D-line this spring.
What was the next step that Jarron had to take? I mean, Coach Kelly mentioned that he had a couple of setbacks last year, and now the discipline aspect is really returned to where.
Jarron is starting to play like a freshman in college. You know, he's still just a freshman in college. He was playing like a high school senior a year ago in terms of his immaturity, his lack of aggressiveness. Now he's got this great big body, and he's starting to throw that around and become more of an aggressive player. And he wasn't a soft player by any means, but he just wasn't as aggressive as we needed him to be. And so that aggressiveness has allowed him to move his game forward. That's the